The joint tour between Davido and Wizkid is being awaited on by some fans out there, and they are really talking about it when you check what is being discussed on social media. Right now, a lot of people are really excited about better relationship between a person of Wizkid and Davido. At his UK concert, Davido actually played a song from Wizkid's library, and that was all interesting. And a person of Israel danced to the song. Let's have a glimpse before I proceed. Before I jump into the video, finally, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification to always get notifications and be updated on Afrobeat. Recently, a person of ours was on Arise TV, spoke about his new song called Mr. Yakubu. I think that song is more or less a song that tends to address political issues, and that song tells a story of how the 2023 election was, heavily rigged and malpractices and the rest. And people are responding to that because it gives opportunity for people to challenge themselves on a verse on that song, and he's been posting that heavily. And now he's saying that, man, he believes that yes, one day Nigerian or federal government will come out through NBC, ban the song from being played on television stations and the rest, and also talked about how they will want to block him on social media from promoting such a song. I think a lot of people are beginning to understand the reality on ground. Politically, you can use song to address things, and which fars and a lot of persons like Vector are really doing. This guy, Idris Abdul Karim, did that in the past with his Jaga Jaga, where he almost landed himself in trouble. He had to practically run away from Nigeria during the time of Obasanjo. Fars is doing his now. Let's listen to him on TV.
I was pretty much just saying that the rules and regulations that were supposed to guide this entire process were not followed. The INEC chairman himself, prior to the elections, had come out and released these regulations and said, this is the way we are going to run these elections, and then not transparent and exactly the opposite of what you said it was going to be. And of course people are going to raise eyebrows. Of course everyone is going to be like, what is going on? So that was pretty much how it happened, and it was clear from all that there was some foul play involved. I definitely do not. I definitely do not. Mine, as well as millions of other Nigerians who trooped out to vote on those days, and it's very sad. It's very sad. It's very terrible to see that everyone is being subjected to this, and it's some level of torture, if you like, because you're almost toying with our feelings and with our future, and this is no joke in any way. And this man, like you said, during all these events and all these pre-election events, had come and said, look, I assure you this is going to happen and it's going to be free and fair, and everyone had so much faith going into this into these elections, and it was deeply disappointing the way everything turned out. Yes, definitely. And I think we can see that there's been a bit of a trajectory. There's been something brewing just within the polity, especially among the young people. And, as we know, as statistics tell us, the young people make the bulk of our population, and that has come to show, in just the way that things have played out. And leading up to these elections, everyone could see that there was a momentum. There was a momentum that was brewing, and it wasn't really revolving around any particular personality in particular. It was more about, we're going into this process again, and what we would like to achieve is being able to choose this time around. What has happened over time, and this entire thing that's happening now is not new to us. It's what is normally expected. They come and they do this wuru and people's votes don't count. And even coming into these elections, most people were saying, oh, our votes wouldn't count because that's the way they do it normally. We'll go there, we'll waste our time, they will just come and they will do what they want to do. So everyone was feeling hopeful that this time around it wouldn't be business as usual. Everyone was hoping that we would come, we would vote, and that our votes would count. And I couldn't even believe what I was seeing, even as the elections were happening. People were determined, It was raining cats and dogs. People stood in the rain. It was the sun was a furnace. Earlier in the day, people stood and people made sure that they voted. Because everyone wanted to see something different this time around. And like I said earlier on, it was just deeply, deeply disappointing, very heartbreaking, terribly heartbreaking to say the least, the way everything played out. Music is a medium of expression. It's an expression of rage, an expression of frustration. It's an expression of anger. It's fury. This is the way that we're feeling. And there's absolutely nothing I'm saying on this record, or Vector is saying on this record, that hasn't occurred. It's not, we're not fabricating facts. We're not making things up. We're not painting a scenario that did not occur. I'm telling you things as they happened. We went out there, we voted, and suddenly everything was scattered before our very eyes. And absolutely nothing was done about that. And even upon all the numerous cases of violence that we witnessed, upon all the very shoddy and shabby looking manipulated results that we saw with our very eyes, the INEC chairman still went on to declare a winner. And as for the presidential election, as the presidential election is concerned, in the dead of the night, I'm a Yoruba speaker myself. I'm a Pidgin speaker myself. These are Nigerian languages. I always aim to stay as true to myself as possible in every way that I express my art, and that pretty much is what that was. I always express both in English and my native languages. With majority of my records, and majority of the song is in English anyway, so I think that's why everyone instantly resonated with it, because they can clearly understand what's happening in there. And even the parts that are in Yoruba, because you have context of the entire record, you can pretty much figure out what I'm saying, in those parts as well.
Talking about, yes, Made in Lagos album of Wizkid, I think I have to commend Wizkid and his management for that. But now, fast forward to More Love, Less Ego album, I think he didn't get the real attention he deserves. And what is the problem? That is what a lot of persons are really, talking about, saying that, is it the management? Is it the quality of songs in that, or the quality of people being featured on that album? That is what a lot of people are getting concerned about. Remember that a person of Jadapi decided to promote that song on the eve of Davido dropping his album, where a lot of people dragged her to pieces, and she came out to apologize and do the needful on that. I want you to put in the comment section what you feel about More Love, Less Ego album of Wizkid, why it's not performing on charts across the world. Wizkid was in haste to put out an album. He should have allowed Made in Lagos album before putting out another album. Based on what I observed musically, I think Wizkid was in a rush. Many people are really talking about the Timeless album of Davido and the concert he's having across the globe. Yes, he has spoke about how he was able to come out from the state he was in last year after losing his son, and he talked about being able to continue musically, and talked about, yes, I was born for this music thing. I got to understand that big story from that. I think Davido is a source of inspiration to many people out there. Before I jump off, finally, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos.